When we go about the process of our daily lives, we may not take for granted how nice the world can seem. Especially after a year like 2020. But sometimes, it might be possible to think that it really couldn't be any other way. We have our homes and we have our cars, and most importantly, we have our families. Life has a certain look to it that doesn't allow for the kind of thing that could be described as chaotic. It's not that we don't think chaos can happen, it's just that we look at it as something we dare to threaten us, as though even if it tried, chaos simply couldn't win. And then there are those details of the world that remind us. We never truly know what could happen at any time.
The world has seen homelessness. There was a time when it would have been described as vagrancy, and was considered a crime. Over time, it came to be associated with substance abuse. Poor houses were created to show that solutions could exist, but they functioned more like punishment. The Industrial Revolution affected daily life in ways that would come to overwhelm society. And the problem persisted, right into the 20th century. And as the 21st century settles in to take its place, there doesn't seem to be an end in sight. In 2010, a strategic plan to end homelessness had been released by the United States federal government, with the intention of ending homelessness in America within 7 years. It was a noble plan, but it didn't work. 3 years after the deadline, and the numbers have been increasing. Every day that passes is a day in which the people we choose to overlook face hardship. We tend to think of these things as something that's none of our business, and that it's not as serious as it seems. But how is it that we allow the hidden spaces of our towns and cities to thrive with the presence of despair and indignity? We've been conditioned to believe that the government is dealing with it, so that we can go about our routines. And so we've been given a pass to pretend as though it's not something we should worry about. And even as the government continues to slide in its duties, we look at the ever-encroaching problem as something that we hope will eventually just go away. Because we think the government is working on it. But the problem isn't going away. It's getting worse. It's ironic, because when the great minds of the day come together, great accomplishments can be achieved. Year after year, new discoveries are made and new technologies are created which improve the quality of our lives, and yet, the number of people in need of life's most basic necessities is steadily increasing. The future of the world is growing in ways that will further and more sharply outline the plight of those who are unable to gain a foothold on life. Mental anguish and emotional suffering is certain to become more visible as the future of this world continues to develop. And it's unacceptable. The unfortunate trade-off will be the type of society in which the division between the have and have-nots will be so extreme, that we will have to accept the increasing size of tent encampments, and zones of homelessness that crawl with squalor. Because we allowed the problem to escalate out of control. Deep within these forlorn communities there will exist states of inhumanity we can't dare to imagine. The result of our long-standing philosophy of shunning the unfortunate. As the future moves forward, do we dare to think about those left to endure the harsh conditions certain to face them? Is this the mark of our age? To sit idly by as the specter of destitution and oblivion grows to permanently overshadow our lives? Can we seriously look at ourselves in good conscience and declare, this is the way we have chosen to pave the way? The enduring humiliation of our fellow human beings?
The year 2020 was devastating for the world and our country. COVID-19 has affected us in many ways. But even if we manage to defeat the virus, the fallout will remain in the lives that were destroyed by financial disaster. Stimulus packages will end and benefits will dry up, leaving thousands in the wake to face the worst. The possible loss of the very thing we cherish most, our homes. If there's something you can think of to help in the prevention of those facing homelessness, please reach out to your local community leaders to offer any ideas you may have. You just might be helping someone close to you, someone you may even know and love. But at its best, what harm can come from lending a helping hand to a perfect stranger?